Hey there folks, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival. Here we left off. We started mining with our cool little ship. I did a little bit of mining off camera, maybe 15 minutes of it, and I came to the conclusion that we now can mine way faster than we can refine. As you see, we have 65,000 kilos of iron just sitting in there, and that's just one refinery. The refineries back at the mining base are also completely full. So let's take a look. Yeah, this is also full of stuff. So, in this episode, we are actually going to do quite a bit, or at least hopefully. We are going to, first off, we're going to create a much better mining base over here in this asteroid, and it's actually going to be a dedicated mining base. And we're going to change that mining base to our home base. And back at our home base, we are going to put a gun battery in place. We are going to put in a med bay and a place to dock large ships, as well as another small landing bay. And you may be wondering, why are we going to be putting in gun emplacements? Well, eventually the developers are going to be putting in, well, they're already in the game. We have these Gatling turrets and missile turrets, and as you know, we have ships that sometimes spawn in and out, and they have those guns on them, and on the off chance that they get too close to our base, I don't want them firing on our base, because we don't know when the developers are going to be adding the large Gatling guns and large missile launchers into the game, or at least making them functional. But on the off chance that they ever do make them functional, we want to have a little bit of defense in place. And I don't know if I mentioned this, we're also going to make a large cargo transport. We're going to put off the idea of making a space tug for now, because we can make pretty much everything that we need now that we have this awesome mining ship. So we're going to be making a large cargo ship that's going to be transferring materials from this mining base to our home base. Speaking of which, let's fly over to our home base and rename it, because it's no longer going to be our dedicated mining base. And as you can see, I've been cannibalizing parts from this ship, but that's what it's there for. Let's see, it's flying up here. Let's do the very first thing of the episode: rename our mining base to home base. See here, where is our, there we go, mining base, home base. Alright then, so we are going to be adding a medical bay to the home base. We are also going to be adding a place to dock large ships, and we're going to be adding another docking pad. So where are we going to put this all? I think we're just going to put the medical, we're going to extend the hallway there. We're going to put the medical bay perhaps off to the side a bit, and we might actually even widen the hallway a little bit. And then we'll put the large docking area for the ships. We might be able to fit that off to the side over here. We'll probably put another hallway off, maybe at an angle or something. Then we'll have a little docking area for large ships. And then we might put another landing pad for smaller ships off to the side. And because we have been mining and refining all these things, we have a lot of parts kicking around. The assemblers are pretty much working 24/7 now, producing parts. And we'll produce even more. Take a look and see what we have. In here we have close to 2,600 interior plates, 5,000 steel plates, and a whole bunch of other things. And here we have 7,000 steel plates and a bunch of reactor components and thrust components. That's going to be for the large ship. We're going to try to finish as much as we can, or until we run out of parts. So the very first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to grab probably 300 of those. Oops. And probably we want some interior plates as well. We're going to be getting rid of this medical bay, and we're going to be putting assemblers in its place eventually. And then we're going to put our medical bay over here. We're going to put our new medical bay over here in a hallway in the interior of the station. Alright, now let's actually start building this thing. Let's get the light armor blocks into our hotbar, light slope blocks, interior walls, and some doorways as well. And we're also going to want, where is it? The medical room. And we're going to also want to put the grinder back on our hotbar. Maybe some lights. What else might we need? Maybe a corner. Actually, well, we'll see. Alright. So, first off, we're going to want to rotate this correctly. Come on, rotate. There we go. I'm thinking of making this hallway too wide. So, we're going to have to extend this out one. And the medical room doesn't need to be too terribly large, but I want to have two medical bays and a couple of cargo containers for medical components and stuff like that. Alright, that'll be the hallway, and then actually we'll make it one longer. Also, we're going to need to, because we want the inside wall to be an interior wall as well, we'll have to make it technically 3 wide. There we go, and that'll just denote the fact that this is going to be a wall over here. Whoops. Misplaced a block. There we go. And you know what? We might actually put some windows in here now that they implemented them in the game. So, well, we'll get to that in a little bit. So now we're also going to want to add the area for the large ship docking. And we want to have enough room, so it's going to have to extend out quite a ways. So they don't have any sloped interior wall, so I don't know if I'm actually going to put it at an angle because that'll look kind of weird. So what I will do is actually maybe right over here would be a decent place to dock your ship, so we'll extend it off to the side a little bit. And there we go. That should be good. We'll also gonna technically need to be 3 wide. The hallway itself is only going to be 1 wide, but we need 3 for each, 1 for each wall, and there we go. There. And there we go. One last one. And we're going to want to put light armor surrounding everything, because meteorites are still a thing. Oh, military escort down there. We don't need it though. So, you know what? Let's actually get some windows in our inventory. Let's get the 1x2. And we'll actually grind away these. window in here. Let's rotate this the correct way first. Okay. There we go. Oh, I think this is the wrong window. I need the inverse window. That's 1x2 flat, 1x2 flat, inverse. Oop, I had it for a second there. Now let's rotate it the correct way. Can't actually see the window, so it's hard to see if it's rotated correctly. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, I need girders. Of course I do. Well, let's quick go grab some girders. I have some kicking around. And 30 girders should do. There, let's place this block. Come on, there we go. Can I place one on top of it? Yes, I can. There we go. No. Place the rest of the wall. And here, this is going to be interesting. We're going to try to taper the end. And the very, very last block is going to be just a light armor block that we're going to put right there. Let's put the... Probably not going to use corners, so let's put the light armor block here. Actually, you might want to make it heavy armor so it doesn't get dented as easily. If large ships are going to be docking here, there's quite a possibility that damage could occur. Alright, there we go. That'll be good. We'll also put a window there. We'll leave this open for future expansion. Actually, yeah, that'll be fine. All right. And now I'm going to start building the rest of this. I'm going to start getting our medical bay in place. Right, this is going to be a wall. This is going to be an intersection, and the medical bay door is going to be right about there. And we could put another window here. Why not? I think, yes, we actually want this window this time, and we just need to... Oh, no, maybe it is the inverse window that we need. Yep, it is the inverse. There we go. Beautiful. It's going to be too high. Just like... Uh-oh, we need more energy. I'll get to that eventually. Put one there. We also need a doorway. Come on, there we go. Now we need to rotate it correctly. As such. And we'll put a doorway here. Actually, you know what? I think I'll put the doorway right here. 4. And is that the right way? Yep, that's the right way to rotate it. Alright, my energy is running low. I should recharge. And let's just recharge in our captain chair. We have 1 day worth of fuel remaining, and that's with both refineries running and both assemblers running, so that's pretty good. Let's see here, almost recharged. And done. There we go. Ah, this is going to be nice. Okay, let's get our jetpack on. We're gonna place a window here as well. Let's see what's the correct way. Is it? Yep, that is the right way. Place that there. We'll place another one on top of it. Oh, come on. Add it for a second there. There we go. Do the same thing over here. Oh, I had it. There we go. Now let's finish placing these, and then we'll place the light armor blocks all around it. Oh, there we go. A little bit of trouble placing them, but alright, there we go. And we'll put a door here, and this is where we're going to dock our large ships. Alright, so good so far. And now we need to put the roof on. Alright. How many parts do we have? Oh, we still have plenty. And we'll build as much as we can. I don't think we're actually going to be able to completely finish everything, but we'll work with what we have. There we go. And we're also going to want to finish this hallway. Had it for a second. There we go. We're also going to put the window or the interior wall over here because the windows, you can walk right up to the windows and you want to see interior wall, not light armor blocks when you look up. So we're going to put those there. We're going to do the same thing by these windows and the other windows. And any doorway that we have. Have that over that doorway, so that's good. I think we have one more window over here that we need to put them over. Alright, and now we build the medical room. Medical room is going to be about this big. There we go. One more. We're just going to keep it in line with this, so we'll make it as square as we possibly can. There we go. Now we need to fill in the rest of these blocks. Go. Let's see here. We need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12 more should finish it. Almost done with the floor. And now let's build ourselves the wall. Okay, there we go. We don't need to put the corners in. We'll put light armor blocks in the corner. I just realized that's going to be in front of the window. So we're actually going to shrink this down a little bit. Alright, we're actually gonna make this, I guess, we'll put our storage containers right here, and we'll have the medical rooms on the side over there, because we're just going to do that. That should leave enough room so that people can look out the window and still have a view. Alright, let me just take a look. Is the command room, that's too high. Yep, so there's still a ceiling on top of that. Alrighty then, we'll put a ceiling on. There we go. I'll put the light armor blocks on maybe a little bit later. I don't know if we're gonna have enough material to actually make everything, so we may have to build this without the light armor blocks for now. And I think that's it. Nope, 2 more. Alright, that should do it. So we have that. We have our large landing deck, or large landing dock, rather. We are going to want to make another pad, but I don't want to put it over here, and there's a window over there. There's a window over there. So what we might do is, well, I guess we are going to be putting some light armor blocks on. We can recolor everything later, but what we're going to do is we're going to make this. We're also gonna put the landing deck off to this side, so we'll have 2 separate landing areas, and that'll give us a little bit of extra room if we ever want to make more small craft, which we might in the future. Alright, and then we need the heavy armor. Well, heavy armor slopes as well, but I want the heavy armor blocks. And that one was, I believe it was 5 by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. We'll just do 6 out. We need 2 more rows. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that we still have enough room here. Yes, we do. So one more full row, and then we taper the end. There we go. And now we need to rotate this correctly. There we go. Rotate the other one. Das ist gut. And I suppose we'll put some supports in. We'll just make them regular light armor supports. Well, actually, if we're going to do that, we're going to have to put in the rest of this wall, at least. So, we'll finish putting in the light armor block wall. Uh-oh. It wouldn't be an episode with me if I didn't misplace at least 1 block. Right. Good, good, good. How many more? Just 2 more, and 2 more levels of these blocks, and we'll be done. I think we need 1 more, and how many do we need for this? We'll just finish the corner off, I guess. Alright. Oh, that looks weird. Now we'll have to finish this one too, I guess. And we're going to recolor everything so that it all matches the same color scheme that we have going on there. But alright, now we need to make the supports. In fact, what if we actually just put the supports to... I don't know. Would it work? I think it might just be crazy enough to work. Well, actually, I'll attach that to this part of the structure, and then we'll attach that part of the structure to this part of the structure in due time. Right. There we go. And rotate it again. 2 more should do it. And 1 more. Alright, now we need the same thing on this side. We want to make it symmetrical, so we'll put it there. Whoop, come on, there. Go. 2 more. And 1 more? Yeah, just 1 more. Done. Alright. Now we have quite a bit of work set out for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a time-lapse sequence. So you guys don't have to watch me build everything, because this will take probably a good hour. So enjoy the music. See you guys in a little bit. Alright, and we're back. We kinda sorta ran out of parts, but I'll show you what we completed anyways. So this is what it looks like. On the interior, we have the hallway is completed. As you can see, it's too wide. We have some nice windows looking out. This is just for future expansion, and here, this goes out to our large landing deck for the large ships. And yes, these still have to be completed, but... Oop. Oh no, never mind. Alright. And let's take a look at the medical bay. Unfortunately, we weren't able to complete the medical bay either. We were able to complete a couple of these blocks. However, what we will do is we will plot out where everything is going to go. And I have some stuff kicking around in the assembler that we're going to use to do that. So we need some of that. And I believe a couple of steel plates. A couple. It took 1,000. Whoops. Anyhow. Let's take a look and see what we're going to put where. We are going to want a couple of small cargo containers. And we're also going to want the normal medical bays. So the small cargo containers are going to go here. We're going to rotate them the correct way. Correct way. There we go. And there's just going to be 4 of these. And in here, we're going to have 5 medical bays. There we go. That's the correct way. Put one there. And one there. There we go. So this is what our medical room is going to look like. We're going to have 2 medical bays here, one there, one there. And then we're going to have some storage for miscellaneous items and medical supplies and whatnot. Alright. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go to our actual mining base, and we are going to, well, we're actually going to make it. I have an idea of where we're going to put it. Let's see, we need steel plates. What else do we need? Oh, I know. Before we do that, we need to make a gun battery for our home base. So, where are we going to put that? We're going to definitely want to make that out of heavy armor blocks. Without a doubt. We're going to want some cargo containers for ammunition, and we're also going to want a Gatling cannon and a missile turret. Alright. I'm thinking that actually over here would be a good place for it. Right in this area. It'll give us good area of fire in that direction and all in this direction as well. Okay, so let's lay down a couple of armor blocks just to get things going. These are all heavy armor blocks. We're gonna want to surround this all in heavy armor. Actually, we'll cover this in sloped heavy armor. Come on, rotate correctly, would ya? Almost. Oh yeah, that's the correct way. That's the way I want it. And we're going to do that there, that there, that there. Rotate this like that. And then at the top of this... Whoops. There we go. And... there we go. Alright. Alright, here we go. I have an idea. So we're going to have a door right here. That will let us enter our little missile battery slash Gatling cannon battery. And then over here we're actually going to have the gun, one of the guns, and then over on this side we'll have another gun, and on this side another gun, and on that side another gun. So let's I'm gonna need to make that a little bit bigger. Let's see here now, can we fit it in there? Alright, we want it to... There we go. We'll put one there. We'll put one here. And we'll also have one facing this direction. Let's place down our armor blocks. I think we'll place down one more row of armor blocks, and then that'll be good. And what should we have? Should we have... missile turret or Gatling cannon? I think we might be able to fit one of each. Gatling cannon, missile turret. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Uh-oh. Low on power. We'll be fine. There we go. And now we need to make a little area to protect our guns. This is going to be interesting. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to leave it open. That'll give it a better firing arc. If I close it off, then people can come from the top and attack the base. But if I do this, hopefully the missiles will be able to go straight up. Same with the Gatling cannon. So hopefully they're well articulated. So that'll be that. But what we will do is we will put a couple of these walls on here so people don't accidentally fall off in the middle of battle. Assuming we can place them, that is. I'm not sure if we can. No, these are all too close. Too close to the cannons and missiles to place, but what we will do is we can put them here. Come on. There we go, and we'll place one here as well. And we might as well just keep on placing them along the edge. And there we go. That'll be good. Then we'll have a little entrance here so people can get to the pad from both this direction and, well, we don't want them to go from that direction. Alright, we'll finish these in due time, but we're going to work on the mining base first. Let's get a little bit of energy in us. Actually, you know what? We'll just take our scout craft to our new mining base. And we'll recharge on the way. There we go. And would you look at that? We didn't dent the blocks, so it's a good thing that we built those pads. Alright, now let's go to our mining transport. in this mining base, we're going to probably have 4 or 5 refineries and maybe 1 assembler, but the main assembling area is going to be back at our home base. Alright, where should we put it? How about inside of the asteroid? Well, we don't want to turn it off, so let's just... We'll make it a station, so it's light armor block. And... new station. How about... can we put it there? Yeah, we can put it there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to expand it out this way, and hopefully there's enough room that we can fit refineries in here. Alright, there we go. There's plenty of ore in here, and that we're going to be mining with the big mining rig, so we're going to want a little area where we can kind of fly up to it. So I'm guessing right about here we'll make a little docking area for our mining rig. That should be big enough. We'll make it 1 bigger. And now we need to make an area for all of the refineries and all the other things that we're going to put. We're probably going to get some large storage containers in here as well. Alright. How much material do we have on us? We still have 900 steel, so that's more than enough to finish what we're doing. At least finish blocking it out. I don't think we're actually going to finish building everything this episode. So that would be a crazy long episode if we actually had to build everything as well as block it out. Alright, so we're going to land there, and here we're going to have some refineries. Alright, I think we'll extend it 1 or 2 blocks this way as well. Two blocks it is, I think. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Now we can place it. Alright. Now, we'll get the refineries. And we'll try to place them right side up, because I have a tendency for placing them upside down, apparently. Let's rotate it. Oh, not that way. Which way is the correct way to rotate this thing? Sometimes the rotation hints help, and sometimes they just don't. It should be end. No, that's not how I want to rotate it. Okay, let's see here. I think it's upside down. Can't quite see. That is upside down. Yep. So we're gonna want to rotate it like that. Okay, that's the correct way up. I'm gonna build one there. We're gonna build one here. Actually, we're gonna rotate it once. Nope. There we go. Now let's build some more refineries here. There we go. Uh-oh, that's gonna be in the way of this refinery, so I'll have to grind that one away. Start placing them in this corner. There we go, and one more. There we go. And now we need a small reactor. we need a gravity generator and some storage. Alright, so the cargo containers, oh, I need interior plates for that, so I guess we're not going to be placing those right now. But what we will do is we will place the reactor. I'm going to want to place it right side up. Come on. There we go. Alright, and now we want a gravity generator. I want to rotate it that way. Done. Alright, this will give us a little bit of room for expansion. Let's grab some light armor blocks and start doing that. Come on. There we go. And here is where we're going to put our cargo containers when we have them. Alright, so we have a lot of work to do. We have 4 refineries, that's going to be nice. We're going to have... oh, we also want an assembler here as well, just one. And where should we put the assembler? How about here? Alright, that's the right way up. And we'll give it a little light armor block to sit on so it's not hovering. There we go. And in fact, we'll just connect all this. Alright, and we'll put some walls right here. There we go. One there. One there, one there. And then this is where we're going to offload our cargo. And that'll be nice. Alright. So, there's a military transporter down there. And a military mine layer. There's all sorts of things going on. Anyhow. You know what? I said we were going to make a cargo ship. But unfortunately, I think we ran out of time this episode. Next episode, we're going to have to make the cargo ship, as well as try to finish some of this stuff up. So we accomplished quite a bit today. We managed to make a new mining base. Hop in our little craft here, and we'll take a look at the home base just one more time before we head on out. And that'll give us an idea of what we need to start refining and assembling in our assemblers as well. I think the main thing we need to focus on are interior plates. Because I think we have everything else that we need. And here we are. So, we also now have another area to dock small craft. Right over there, where I'm pointing my little crosshairs. And we have a medical base, not completed, and we have an area to dock large ships, which is kind of completed. And we have a new missile battery slash gun battery. It's not quite completed, but it's all blocked out. So, we'll finish those in the upcoming episodes. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you folks next time.